continent. I would like, with your permission, Madam Speaker, and I am sure honourable members will agree, to express the deep appreciation of the House to our African brothers and sisters who have been unflinching in their support to Mauritius in this noble and just cause. Madam Speaker, the request for the advisory opinion of the International Court of Justice bears testimony to the resolve of the UN General Assembly to fulfill its continuing responsibility to complete the process of decolonization. The legality of the excision of the Chagos Archipelago from the territory of Mauritius is clearly a matter of direct interest to the General Assembly. Differing views of one or more states on that issue do not make of the excision a mere bilateral matter. This has been made absolutely clear by the International Court of Justice, including in recent opinions on Kosovo and the war. The request for an advisory opinion of the International Court of Justice does not have any bearing on or adversely affect the security of any state. As has been conveyed to the authorities of the United States on several occasions, Mauritius has no objection to the continued operation of the military base in Diego Garcia within an agreed time-bound framework for the return of the Chagos Archipelago to the effective sovereign control of Mauritius. I would also like to emphasize that the request for an advisory opinion of the International Court of Justice is in no way to be seen as an unfriendly or hostile move towards any country. The advice sought by the United Nations General Assembly will guide the United Nations in the fulfillment of its responsibility with regard to the completion of the decolonization process. Madam Speaker, I would like to place on record my thanks to our team of officials in Mauritius, as well as our mission in New York, for their unrelenting efforts, which have led to such an achievement. I also have a special word of thanks for our external legal team. Last but not least, I would like to thank the Prime Minister for the commitment and personal involvement in the lobbying campaign that preceded the vote. I am sure that with such determination and assiduous work, we are going to succeed in the next steps of our struggle to complete our decolonization. Our team is already at work preparing the admission to be made by Mauritius, preparing the submission to be made by Mauritius to the International Court of Justice. Madam Speaker, I wish to conclude by reiterating that the long-standing struggle of Mauritius for the completion of its decolonization process and the effective exercise of its sovereignty over the Chagos Archipelago and the right of Mauritius citizens, particularly those of Chagosian origin, to return to and resettle in the Chagos Archipelago are indissociable. Government remains sensitive to the plight of Mauritian citizens who are forcibly removed by the United Kingdom from the Chagos Archipelago in the wake of its unlawful excision from the territory of Mauritius and is committed to improving their well-being.